Great Grand Rising, come on in, Great Grand Rising. Great Grand Rising, we are here. Come on in, guys, come on in. I'm still just getting it situated just a little bit. Go ahead, take a moment, go ahead and tag a friend, a family member, let them know Spiritual Success TV is live. This is our special early morning empowerment first word gathering that we are breaking open this Gregorian New Year with. So we are thankful and we are grateful that we are here. Let me start the comments. Let me put a happy 24th day up on the chat and we'll be good to go. Okay, here we go. Yes. Waiting for this to come up. And that's that. Let me turn that down. All righty. Happy 24th day. Okay, let's go. All right, beloved, we are here. We are ready to go. And I am so thankful and so grateful that we are here. Great Grand Rising Reese, thanks for joining us live today. Let's get with it. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and ground ourselves, sit with our feet flat, back straight, hand on heart, hand on core, if you will. Take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. Relax. This is like the best place for me. I'm telling you, just to feel my whole body relax from the crown of the head, even the skin over my scalp. Pulling my eyes and my cheeks down, allowing the tongue and my mouth to relax, dropping shoulders down from the ear, allowing the torso, the arms, the fingers. Come on, beloved. Yes. Everything just relax. Come on, move and shift energy, your core, your belly, your thighs, your legs, your feet, your toes, everything just relax. I love the way it feels when I relax. Deep breath in and exhale. I want to challenge you today as you turn the focus inward and you tap into the thick darkness where the Almighty dwells. This place of divine insight, imagination. I want to challenge you today to allow everything to come to stillness and rest. I want to challenge you for at least 5 seconds as we take this next breath. You come into peace, calm, quiet, stillness, and nothing is in the mind. You're at zero. Deep breath in. Exhale, go to zero. I can get stuck here and forget I'm doing this. Yes. One more for the power of 3. Deep breath in. Exhale. Go to zero. And it is so. Zero is the place of no thought. Zero is the place where miracles are created. Zero is the place where your vibration rises up to meet the vibration of the angelic host. Zero is the place you want to practice being. So I ask you to do it for 5 seconds. Just keep practicing until you get to a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, where you're in this stillness. You're in the place of miracles, the place of power, the place of infinite possibilities where everything starts working on your behalf. Everything starts working for you. That takes the labor out of the work, beloved. That takes the struggle out of the thriving, because we have so much help in the unseen realm. But it's only when we come into divine alignment with that frequency that we get the extra support, the extra help. As long as you're fighting and wrestling in your own strength and power, fighting and wrestling circumstances in 3D, we are short-circuiting our help. And we don't want to do that. So as we are continue to talk about intentional focus and where the focus needs to be, and we started out talking about energy management, and then yesterday we started talking about the power of self-awareness, observation, knowing yourself on a deeper level. And we talked about how you start transforming the limiting belief. So the assignment was to catch yourself thinking all day long. And then to monitor how much of that thinking is negative. And then out of the negative thinking, what limiting belief did you allow to activate in your life? Let me get a swallow of this tea. Somebody asked me, it's apple cider vinegar and fresh lemon with no honey. Yes, that's my morning drink. All right. So what limiting belief was activated or created because of the negative way you was thinking, feeling, perceiving, interpreting, right? And so yesterday I uploaded a post with a reel, whatever, however you get your SMs, rather it's a reel, a story. I want to do more stories. Just giving you some quick tips on how to start transforming limiting beliefs. So today, I want to draw some intentional focus, number 3, to taking one limiting belief at a time. What we want to do is, put this in your note, shifting from limitation to possibility. Shifting from limitation to possibility. Now, I've created many tools. My personal mentor have created many tools, and I use her tools as well. And one of the things that I learned from being in that community for so many years and using the transformation tool that they have to transform beliefs is one of the things that they bring in and incorporate is that when you are shifting, like I said yesterday, when you start seeing the negative or the limiting belief that has been created based on how you vibrate, how you think, how you perceive, and then I told you to rate the intensity, like how much do you believe that on a scale to 1 to 10, with 10 believing like I really believe this is the truth, and I believe that this, whatever it is just impossible. It's just not going to work for me. So when you look at that, and then when you ask yourself, which I tell my students to do all the time, I tell them to draw a line down the middle of a page, and on the side with the limiting belief or the lie, once you determine it's a lie, it's not the truth, it's just a limiting belief, you write down everything about it that's not true. Then on the other side of the page, you want to write, well, what is the truth? What is the truth? And you start writing all the things down that you know is the truth, which sometimes is the very opposite of the limiting belief. But you may not be able, and this is where my mentor brought this piece in that we want to highlight today. You may not be able to believe the new ideal, or what I call the empowering or winning belief. You may not be able to believe it because you may have years of negative impact believing the lie, the limitation. And so one of the things that is mentioned in that belief transformation tool is that you say a couple of things to yourself, and I like it because it starts out the saying, it's possible that I can believe this. I'm willing to believe this, which is a different step, or I can believe this. And so you start gauging how you feel, because we don't want to set you up for failure. We want to set you up to win. And so sometimes to get from that negative limiting belief to the new empowering belief is a big stretch. And everything in your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, your nervous system, everything knows that that's a tall order for you. That's too big. And so when I've created my own tool, I also give a space for you to start exploring what you believe and then seeing if it's too big for you. If that's too much of a stretch for you, and then you keep coming down so that you get the smallest part of that you can believe that feels good. You always want to check in because your body knows. Remember, your body is housing all the energy, and your body knows what's real to you and what's not. And so you check in because you'll feel energy moving. You'll feel, like I said, what I call kickback. You'll feel it mostly when it comes to limiting beliefs. You will mostly feel it in your sacral chakra or soul house, which is right below the belly button in the gut area, or in the upper right over the solar plexus, which is the energy house that governs your personal power, empowerment, self-worth, self-esteem. You'll feel the energy in your stomach area some kind of way. That sacral is all about being able to flow. It's about your family ties. It's about your creativity. But right above the navel in the solar plexus, that's where your personal power is, your self-worth. So when you feel static or nervous energy landing in those two areas, it's letting you know 9 times out of 10, you will feel the reaction there when there's a limiting belief, okay? When there's a limiting belief. So, but what we want to do today, we want to start shifting from limitation to possibility. And I'm doing this myself. I tell you, that's all I do is that I share what's working or wherever I am, but I want to grow in, and we share and we work and we do life together. So I'm going to do this myself. I started yesterday, and you just take your time. And I'm not trying to, but I'm inquiring with my higher self, the Holy Spirit, God within, Christ within, whatever language works for you. What is the limiting belief that I should transform now? Right? That's what I'm searching for. I'm looking in the area of health and wellness. I'm looking in the area of finances. I'm looking in the areas of being visible and vulnerable. What's the limiting belief that needs to be transformed so that I can go to the next level and serve my people? Because many times we're not aware of what the limitation is because you've been operating with that so long. Because you've been operating with it so long, you're not aware of what the limitation may be. And I want to use my mental real estate well. I want to work on what's going to really put me to the next level. So today, number 3, we're putting some intentional focus around shifting from limitation to possibility. Can we breathe that in? Right? So we're going to take one. That's what I'm searching for. I'm asking my heart. We're going to take one limiting belief or one negative thought pattern from day 2, from what you noticed yesterday, and we're going to reframe it. We're going to reframe it. What would this look like from the perspective of possibility, abundance, or self-compassion? Write about how this shifts and new perception feels. All right, so I'm giving you something here that's very valuable. I'm going to do this myself, right? So shifting from limitation to possibility. I'm going to take that one limiting belief or that negative thought pattern that I'm identifying from yesterday to today. I'm going to take that and I'm going to reframe it. I'm going to reframe it. So in other words, I remember when it was time for me to increase in certain areas, right? There was a limiting belief that the group of people that I was involved with would not want to stretch that far. That was my limiting belief. I understood that was coming from me. That wasn't coming from them. That's the same thing you do when somebody would say to you, oh, go down to the State Department because they're hiring new nurses in the state hospital. And then if there's a limiting belief about your ability to advance through a system because of systemic racism or whatever it is, education, you'll automatically come back with a limiting belief to say, yeah, but they give all those jobs to the white people. Or, yeah, I don't have enough education. You know, I got my degree, but I don't have the experience. You automatically shut yourself down. Those are limiting beliefs. We want to shift that into possibility. So all of us have desires and we have things that we want to aspire, that we want to achieve, that we want to create. But many times we're shutting ourselves down because of limiting beliefs. I tried that before. So what I tell my students to do when you run into that, you go ahead and first make a list of everything you've already tried. I often do this with people that want to come into private mentorship and they've been around fooling with folks that couldn't benefit them anything, right? And then I would say, write down everything you've already tried. Write down everything that you feel already didn't work. Then that opens up the creativity for you to start looking at what you believe can work. And that's why I tell everybody, it's not a one and done. You've got to be committed to your personal and spiritual development every day of your life. You got to be committed to going forward, to moving forward, to being better, to being your best self, right? And you know that this is true, beloved. Everything in this 3D realm is cyclical. That's why we have the saying, what goes around comes around. Because you're going to come back eventually to a place where you get an opening, where you get a breakthrough, where you could get back on the path that you want to be on. You could get back on course. So that's what we want to do today. We want to shift limitation into possibility. And as I'm looking at this for myself and identifying what is the belief that's limiting me now, and then I want to look at what's possible. I want to reframe that limiting belief. So with the scenario that I just used, with the state hiring new people, instead of automatically shutting down and saying, yeah, but that's for those people, or I don't have enough experience, you want to shift into possibility and ask yourself, what would it be like if I actually got a state job? And then you start looking at that. You're not convincing yourself yet. You're just looking at the possibility. That's the thing that my mentor says, well, it's a possibility that I can get that. You know, you take a look at what would it look like? And then what would it feel like for me to have, let's say, a stable, higher paying, more benefit state job? I'm just throwing stuff out there. Y'all know I haven't worked I ain't worked for nobody in over, I don't know how many years, 1988, except for 1 year in 1990, when I was like, you know, as entrepreneurs, we fool ourselves sometimes like, you know, I don't have enough money. Went to work for a year and still didn't have no money and was worse off. So I canned that. But I'm saying all of that to say this, beloved. You have to start reframing the possibility. What would it look like for me to finally be free of fill in the blank? What would it feel like when I am free of fill in the blank? Because it's the feeling and the emotion that's going to start setting everything in action. It's not just the thoughts. It's the emotions that create vibration. The thought and the feeling together is what create a vibration that start things moving, that starts energy shifting, right? So the objective here is to practice the skill of reframing and introducing possibility, aligning with the principles of abundance and success. But you first have to believe it's possible for you. It's possible. And once you see it's possible, you're still not yet connected to it. You're just taking a look at and shifting your perspective. Even that helps. But to get the result of it, you have to bring it in to your body where you feel it. So the objective is to practice the skill of reframing the negative into the positive, the limitation into the possibility. We want to get skilled at that. And once we know that we are able and capable, and whatever you come up short in, you've got to know you have help from the unseen realm. All right? Deep breath in. Exhale. Shifting from limitation to possibility. And I know that we can do it. We can make it happen because we're activating intentional focus. All right, lovelies. I'm going to release you with many blessings for the rest of your day. Like this video, repost it if you can, and we'll be back here tomorrow or earlier because I have a 7 a.m. tomorrow. I'll be back around here around 6:30, probably 6 o'clock, between 6 o'clock and 6:30 tomorrow. And then Sunday, we'll be back here at 10 a.m. All right, lovelies, have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. Bye now.